one away from the Dirty 30. This is episode 29 of Funny in Theory. Hey there, Sierra.
Hi, Josh.
How are you this morning?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. So last night, I went to Tyler, the Creator.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole time, three girls to my left were constantly taking selfies and videos of themselves during the concert, but they had their front flashlight on. So there's just a light to my left the entire time, looking at it, deciding if they like it or not, deleting it, redoing it again. And if they are taking a picture of Tyler, who is way that way, they still have their light on.
You just miss the entire show if you do that the entire time.
So you're not helping anyone. The two girls in front of me were constantly editing this picture that they took of themselves outside. But I'm not looking, but I can't help it because they're right in front of me. They keep zooming in on one of the girls' chest because you can see her nipple piercing. And they're trying to erase that. And I'm like, why did you take that picture? So I'm sitting here, and then my son's over here. And it was very funny. Callie was opening, and you can kind of see this 13-year-old boy like, oh, there's a girl on stage gyrating. So he's like kind of like looking around, and I know he kind of has like a little 13-year-old crush on, but it's a little inappropriate, but you know, nothing you couldn't see on television.
I feel so awkward right now with this story.
And no, it was a great concert. I really had a good time, and I was like, I'm not going to get I'm not going to be that guy who's annoyed, because everyone was like actively involved in the concert, actively singing along, actively, cameras were up, and that's fine. Yeah. And I would rather have that than have these 60, 50, 40, 70-year-olds who go to Rolling Stone, Paul McCartney concerts that I go to, but are trying to be 13. So these are the ones that get drunk and get kicked out, that are like just being annoying. And first of all, I don't understand why you would spend $200 for a ticket only to get shit-faced and then forget the entire night. Yeah. So it's like, you know what? This is their crew. There were a lot of parents there. So we were all in the same boat. You could just kind of look over and you'd see someone my age just give each other the nod, like, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. But I was pleasantly surprised how many songs I actually knew.
Where was it at?
It was at Target Center.
Oh.
And this is my first big event in a long time. So never took the mask down or any of that. But it was a cool energy. And I kept thinking about crowds here. You know, it's a baseball game. People are going to be on their phones. It's a lot different than it was 20, 25 years ago, but they're actively involved. But it was just very interesting to see the age difference of how they interact. It's all like a different country.
You're such a boomer.
I am such a boomer.
Actually, you're not a boomer. What generation are you? I'm actually
Gen X.
Yeah.
I was born in 71.
Oh, okay. I'm a millennial.
Millennial?
Yeah.
So we went. Did it go Gen X, Gen Y, then?
Dude, I don't know. I don't remember.
These were all terms that started while I was in college. I'd never heard that before, except for baby boomer, and that's a large.
Yeah, it's because they all came home and booms and babies.
Booms and babies.
Yeah, from the war.
Welcome home. Here's 6 kids for you.
Oh gosh.
So
Josh.
That was my weekend, and then I started thinking about, there is no such thing as a 9-to-5 job in the service industry.
Yeah.
In our sports entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think, who is the most busy here? And then you have to quantify, what does busy mean? Derek's mind is going all the time. So whether he's in the office or at home, he's still working. You're here all the time. You're always working. My mind doesn't shut off because I'm scheduling. And there's a lot of, I'm not working, but I'm waiting to work. So I can't do a whole lot of anything. And I was trying to think, who, with all those different parameters, do you think is the most busy here?
That's hard.
Yeah.
Because I would be biased. Because I truthfully feel in my heart that the production side of everything, the promo schedule, getting promos ready for the season. But I mean, everyone has so much going on. Like, tickets go on sale. Well, by the time this drops, tickets are on sale. Get your tickets now, saintsbaseball.com. But you got to get the ticketing system ready. There's just a lot of layers to everything. And so much of what we do relies on everyone else and outside partners and outside like the Saints sales staff that works with these corporate partners. We can't do our job until they do theirs. Like, I don't know, like trying to plan between inning promotions. I can't order stuff. I can't think of promotions until they say, yes, this is what we want to do between, our each inning promotion. Like ours is just brainstorming and then we just sit and wait. And brainstorming is sit and wait. And you brainstorm, you sit and wait. And so it's just like, you just see the things piling up. Like Joey has to get so many videos ready for the season. Allie, all of our social media posts and planning out like ticket sale emails that are going out. Like Rob, who has to literally create the content for all of these email blasts and social media posts and getting the pocket schedule ready and you name it, billboards for promoting tickets on sale. Like, so you can't say one is the most busy because everyone has their own things as to why they're busy. Mm-hmm. Sean, getting the media guide ready for the season and preparing just for all of the program that we do each year and getting all of that stuff in line. Like literally everyone has a to-do list that's at least 20 bullet points long right now. Probably up to about 50 bullet points. It's just insane. And each day you just kind of just chip away at it a little bit if you can.
Which is also very frustrating because you can chip away at it, but another branch will probably grow
100%.
While you're waiting for it.
100%. Like, I am not going to lie. I was on a roll. Call me butter. I was on a roll fixing up some blurbs this morning. And then I realized it was 10 o'clock and we had to come do this. And I was like, I'm not in a podcast mood. I'm in promo blurb mood. Like, anyways, here I am.
There is a for me, creativity always sparks creativity. If I have nothing to do and I need to do one project, it is so hard for me to get going on that one thing. But if I have four things, actively working on this, in the back of my mind, something hits me, so I'll switch gears.
That was me.
And then, which works really well for me because I'm not sitting there like really obsessing on it. I know that something in the back of my mind is like, oh, okay, well that works good right now, and we'll move on. And I've always said this to you. One of the difficult things for me when I was charging people to write stuff is I won't sit at a computer and write and say, I've sat here for 3 hours, I'm charging you for 3 hours.
Yeah.
No, I've written basically for 20 minutes, but 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 40 minutes of that, I was doing something else, thinking about it.
Correct.
And I really do my best thinking when I'm running or working out, because any type of repetitive motion, so whether it's a movement, whether it's weights, whether it's running, your mind kind of gets caught in this, we're going to think, here we go, and it's done. And of course, 9 times out of 10, that's during a 3-hour run, and I think about that an hour and a half into it.
For sure.
Then when I get home, I don't feel like doing it anymore.
Oh yeah. Did you go for?
No, because I'm going to do it tonight because I'm in a really bad mood.
Wow.
And if I'm not feeling well or I'm in a bad mood, those long runs really do kind of help.
Yeah, a little meditation.
Absolutely. And
how long is it tonight?
It's gonna be 90 to 100 minutes.
Okay.
Of running, if I can get there. Meant to do it yesterday, didn't happen.
Yeah.
Have not had a run since last Monday.
Yeah.
Have not had a chance to work out it.
Are you gonna do it at the Y again?
Yes, because it's supposed to snow, and I'm not an outdoor runner.
No.
I'm not gonna say it. They irritate me.
Okay. They drive you nuts.
Nope, I didn't say it. I'm trying to stay away from my keywords today. It's like people on the bikes with the flat tires in a snowstorm. I'm like, I get it. You have a bike. I think you're just doing this to show me that you have a bike because you're holding up traffic right now going across this bridge.
I literally have never thought about a person on a bike in the winter.
Have you not seen them?
No.
They're all over Minneapolis, and they've got these $2,000 bikes. And guys, I'm glad you're out there. That's good. But yeah, if I'm going across the Lake Street Bridge and I'm going up to Crete and Vandalia, which is a hill, and it goes down to one lane, and you're going 5 miles an hour in a snowstorm with these tires, at any given moment you're going to hit a ditch in the snow and the ice, or you're just going to slip. I'm going to run over you going 8 miles an hour because I can't go any faster than that. They are all over Minneapolis in the middle of the street.
Maybe this podcast should just be a little therapy session for
it's
you.
Gonna be, yeah. What do you have going on after this?
I'll just let you talk. I'm going to go back to writing the promo blurbs. Going to send them to the folks that need them, but also know they're going to get changed.
So when you say need them, do you mean to okay them?
Kind of.
Okay.
I might have sworn in one of the blurbs, but I put like a little asterisk in it. I said, you're going to want to come to this game today for all the free shit you're going to receive from our friends at Minnesota Compost. Get it? Shit.
That is a great pun.
I know.
And I'm sorry, that's Saints. That's Saints all the way.
I know.
I really hope.
We put the FU and fun night. We've got Zero Lux given for Irish night. It's going to be one of these. We'll just go over some of the promotions we're going to do this summer.
But once they're okay.
And spring and fall.
What is the date today? It is the...
Well, a lot of the themes are approved.
Okay.
I got one of mine got shut down, even though, to be honest, I really don't see how they can govern that we don't do a theme here. Like, they can say, probably not a great idea, but if we're not breaking a law, like...
Is it a movie about hockey?
No.
Okay.
Well, that one we can't do because we don't own the IP.
Okay.
But on one of the day games, the theme is always what? Play hooky, come to our day game, like, blah. Great. I can do one of those a year, but like we have 4 day games. One of them's Education Day, so there's 2 of them.
That's good.
I was just trying to figure out something to do. And so I called it Day Drinking 101. But in my description to them being IMILB into like approve, I said, we're going to teach people to successfully day drink without getting drunk. Like it's going to be like a mix in a water, like all of this stuff. And they said, no, don't do it. Again, I don't see why we're not allowed to do it. It's our ballpark. It's our promotional schedule. What do they have anything to do with that? They don't.
Well, does beer have anything to do with baseball?
Exactly. So, like, I mean, you see all these teams and they're okay with people calling them Thirsty Thursday, which is encouraging getting drunk. Like, how is that any different? I'm going to argue that's
because
not.
It's Thursday and it's an evening. That's what makes it different.
Oh, yeah. It's unacceptable to drink during the day and go to bed at a decent hour? Okay, my favorite kind of drinking. So I might just call it a darty.
A few years ago.
A day party.
A few years ago, my wife and I would have
Who's calling?
Oh, I don't know. Del Wine, Iowa. I don't know who's... So if you're at 319-288... spam call. We would always have kind of a lunch date because the kids were at school, and it sometimes we'd go over to the Nook or something like that, get a burger and a beer. And then one day I was like, I can't do a beer at lunch anymore because for the rest of the day I'm like, I'm done. We're gonna take a nap, and
I'm not gonna lie, I've done that here. Like, oh, it's a Friday, let's go to Bulldog for lunch or something. There are times where I'm like, why did I have a beer? Why did I do it? It tasted good at the time. But now Friday afternoon, at least that's why I'm like, it's a Friday afternoon. But I can't do it anymore, really. I used to be able to do it.
Oh, I used to be able to do it really well.
Like I could have had 2 beers on lunch and still come back and be productive. Now it's like ACP.
Did you ever have the like Saturday morning football game college beer? Just start right away in the morning?
If we did tailgating and when we'd go to the games, yes.
And then it would just continue kind of all day and then...
Yeah, and tailgate. So I went to the U of M. I was a Gopher. And like we had my senior year was the first year it was TCF Bank Stadium. Now it's Huntington Bank that it was open. So we all had season tickets. And I just remember like when you have those 11 a.m. games and you're supposed to get up at like 5 to start drinking and you drank the night before, kind of. I didn't have a tolerance as built up as I do now. Let's just say that.
My liver was not as strong as it is now.
But everyone would try to drink like screwdrivers, and I hate orange juice. And so it just reminds me of going to the McDonald's in Dinkytown and you get orange juice. And then I hated that. So I'm like, well, I'll just take a shot and then chase it with the orange juice. And you just brush your teeth and then you're just like, this is awful. I remember one game I decided I forgot my ticket at home. So I had to walk back. It was maybe like a 10-minute walk. I got to my front door as kickoff was happening, and I just sat down on my couch. I was like, yeah, forget it. Like, I'll just watch the game. And I'm pretty sure I just fell asleep on my couch. So I ended up not going to the game. I didn't feel like then to go to the stadium, it probably would have been a 20-minute walk for me. And I was like, we're going to call today a big L. And back then the team was not good. Like, it wasn't even entertaining to watch these games. And it was a dry stadium, and we would always leave at halftime anyways. So it was cold out again. I sound like a terrible person.
I forgot about this memory, and as you were saying that, I can't tell you what year it was, but the Twins were playing at Metrodome, and my brother had playoff tickets. So it was me, my brother, and his 2 friends. And my brother brought the tickets, and when we got there, there were 3 of them. I'm like, and no one knew where the 4th ticket was. And my brother was like, oh, I ripped it off to give it to you, but then I never gave it to you. I'm like, so what do we... And I was the one who drove.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I had to like drive back to his house, which was kind of an uptown, and then try to find a parking space again.
You couldn't go to the box office and say, hey, is there any way you can reprint this ticket?
So what happened was, there was, you know how there will be like the old tickets used to have a stub on the end? We had the 4 with the stubs and only 3 tickets on there. Why? I can't go back in time and tell you why my brother did what he did. But I had it, and the guy would not let us in. Would not let us in. So I'm like, whatever, you guys go in there, I'll get back. And I got back by about the 3rd inning or so. And I walked up to the same gate, but it was a different guy there. And he's like, oh, I would have let you in. I'm like, don't tell me that right now. But it was one of those games that for the rest of it, I was like... No drinking, no nothing, and then they lost. And
probably drank a lot. I went to a game, I don't remember when. I didn't like beer in college, and I think we went to a Twins game, and Miller Lite. I think that's what we had, and so like we had a hot dog and Miller Lite. I literally would take like 3 gulps of my Miller Lite and chase it with my hot dog because I hated it so much. Like, normally people are like, let me have a bite of that hot dog, let me have some of that wiener, let me chase it down with some nice cold refreshing beer. I was the other way around. I was like, chug chug chug, cover the taste. Now I still don't like Miller Lite. I think it's the worst light beer out there, but I can drink it. I can drink a lot of things, just not brandy or gin. Not a big gin gal.
Went out and I had one of those, I keep saying, let's warm up to our St. Patrick's Day Lent fast.
Yeah.
And Friday night, a few of us went out, and very, very kind of, it was like just had a couple beers and went home.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what'd you do on Friday? I saw you.
I was there. That was me across from me. And, but it was like, socially, we're going to have a couple beers. It wasn't my, not saying, I'm going to drink this weekend, but it's like, we're going to back, but if you go out socially, it's kind of hard not to drink, particularly at
a brewery.
And then the next night, we went out with our neighbor. And
how was the steak?
Oh, steak was so good. But I had, for the first time in years, and I told you I can't do this, a rum drink.
Oh.
Because for some reason I wanted something kind of
mojito?
Sweet. No, it was something I
Sex on the beach.
No. It was kind of like a smoky rum. They actually had the glass upside down that had smoke in it. It was like a whole presentation.
Okay.
And the whole time I'm like, I'm just going to pound this thing anyway. I'm not going to.
I know, right?
So I had one of those and I had a whiskey drink. But then I realized, because if you have steak and beer, I can pound it. It's like, let's not do that. Let's enjoy the food rather than that. But there was it's like, we're going to be good this weekend, except for Friday night and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Did not get anything at Target Center last night because I am not paying $15 for nothing. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So.
Yeah, you just snuck it in.
I had put it in my kids'
We used to
backpack.
Try to sneak it because the football stadium was dry back then. We would like put vodka in Ziploc bags.
Oh my God.
And just like hide them like in like our sports bras, or like, because we'd have like jerseys on, and it's like when you feel that, it doesn't feel like a bottle. It feels kind of like, I don't know if you have a breast implant or like, and plus they don't necessarily pat you down on your chest anyways.
Hold on. So, I'm right-handed. So, yeah. This one's bigger.
And then we'd like, we'd sneak in like Capri Sun, the straws. So that way, like you wouldn't like take a shot out of the Ziploc bag, but you could sip on
Hey,
it.
check out what she's doing.
No, they're so dumb, but that was resourceful.
Do you ever get busted for alcohol in high school, college?
I didn't
Anything
drink
you
in
wanna
high school.
share,
I
okay?
didn't drink in high school, but the summer leading into being a freshman in college, I decided to try. My mother caught me because apparently leaving the brown paper bag that your liquor comes in when you buy it in your garbage can in your room, not a good idea. But I mean, honestly, if they're gonna, here's the thing. They had 2 kids that
See her sitting on a street corner with a Mad Dog. And
they had 2 kids that didn't drink in high school. There's plenty of kids who drink a lot in high school, right? So like, well, I was about to be a freshman in college, like whatever. And then I've never told them this. And I think my mom gave up listening to this podcast anyways.
if not, listen up, Carol.
I got a minor 1 month before I turned 21. They busted it was my friend's party at her house. And there was a ton of people there. And they gave out like almost 100 minors, I want to say. And I got one. And so I did community service to take it off my record. So I got to do
You're free to travel to Canada.
I got three different times I had to volunteer. One, I got
to volunteer.
I had to go to a woman named Artis, and she had to have been over 80 years old. I had to go in her basement and sort children's books that she was going to donate for 2 hours. And then I had to go to a Montessori.
Did she like bring you down anything?
No. And then I had to go to a Montessori and I disinfected all of their toys for 4 hours. So
Did you disinfect them with alcohol?
Silly. Yeah. No, a sink and a soap.
Okay.
So dumb. And I had to be quiet for one of the hours because it was nap time.
Sort.
Anyways, but yeah, I
Quietly.
never told my parents about that minor.
All right, I'm going to tell you a story that I don't think I've ever told publicly.
Okay.
I think statute of limitations has.
Is this the Winnebago story?
Oh, no. I went from happy to sad really quick there. Freshman year in college, we had a group of friends that we didn't know each other when we moved in to the dorms, but we quickly, it was like 6 of us, we were just a real tight group. So we're all 18, 19 at the time, but one of the freshmen was 22 years old.
Wow. Took a few years off. Eh?
So Petey lived across.
I mean, that name totally sums up that person.
Petey.
You gave my dead bird to a blind kid? Sorry. That's what that reminds me of. Anyways.
We were all out one night, and you were allowed to have alcohol in your dorm room if you were over 21, but his roommate was 18.
Ah.
And we went out one night on a Friday night and went to a house party. So we were a little 18-year-old tipsy, and
off of Boone's farm.
Off of Boone's, it probably was some sort of
kinky liqueur.
So there was some sort of punch, and I'll
Blue Carousel.
Oh God, my stomach just hurts thinking about that.
Zima.
I lived I lived in room 205. They lived in room 206 across the hall. And we got home from the party. The roommate of Petey was home for the weekend. Left his door open. And my door was open too because I was getting something out of my room to go back into his room too. I don't think the goal was even to drink. We were probably just going to play Sega or something like that. But an RA comes down the hall and sees something on the table in the middle of the room. But the other roommate wasn't in there, but the bottles were. And then suddenly he's like, "Guys, we need to talk to you." It's like, that's not ours. We just, you're looking here, but Pete's gone for the weekend. Well, why is the bottles out? It's like, because he drank before he left. I don't, you're trying to come up with all these excuses. Right. Half hour later, the police show up because they have to call the local ones. And, by this time, my friend and I are standing there. We're tired, but you got kind of this wave going on right now. We had both gone into our rooms beforehand because we knew the cops were coming. And then there's knocks on the door. It's like, all right, well, we can't hide because CRAs can open it up and blah, blah, blah. He's like, "We're going to have to take breathalyzers." And we're like, "That's fine. Where are we guys? We were at a party tonight. Do you have anything to drink?" "I don't know. There was a punch." We weren't like trying, stupid 18-year-old things. We wait an hour for the other cops that have the breathalyzers to show up. So, this isn't...
Really? Come on.
Apparently, there were a lot of house parties that night. It's Friday night over in
in River
Wisconsin.
Falls?
Yes. And they never...
Like, Wisconsin cares. Sorry.
Oh, it's at the time, it was your first offense was like a $115 fine. After that, it was $230. Then it was, it would always double.
Dang.
And so we're like, oh, we don't really want this. But breathalyzers never happened. He's like, I don't know where the guys are. You guys go to bed. Like,
okay.
Great, we're done. We escaped prosecution there. The next day, in our mailboxes down on the main floor, because that's where they do it, were drinking citations. Like, hold on. You can't...
Yeah. Did you fight it?
So we talked to the RD, the resident director?
Yeah.
He was like, okay, you guys, this is dumb. And my roommate at the time was like, I'm sorry, I knew I was mad last night. And there's other stories about that. And his sister had just died. But a month beforehand, so he was using this as a weird excuse. And so it became really convoluted. But then we had to go to court and say, look, yeah, we were out that night. Yeah, we complied. Yeah, we agreed to take a breathalyzer. It was never taken.
Yeah.
And we're in a courtroom, so I'm basically, swore to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and just lying my ass off the entire time. And at some point, one of us snapped, and we're like, I'm sorry. We did everything. We're here. You can't prove that we were drinking. You can't do this after the fact. And whoever was prosecuting us was like, you can't prove that you weren't drinking. And it was one of those surreal moments like, is this really happening right now? And the judge is eventually like, I'm going to have to dismiss this case. There is no record of these guys. It's obvious that they're lying their asses off right now, but we have no way of proving it. And whoever was doing it slammed his fist down on the table like we broke his streak, or somehow he...
Dang.
He made some sort of commission off these...
Probably.
Yeah. And then we went back and we were supposed to have a science class, but we decided to day drink to celebrate.
Darty.
So that's it. I'm a fugitive from the law.
Wow.
So somehow we were talking about working, and we moved into,
now you're just like bringing
drinking.
me up like college stories. I walked back to my dorm room with one other person who was not my roommate, because we were downtown Minneapolis, probably, I don't know, First Ave maybe, or somewhere around there. I can't even remember what the bar was called. Yeah, I was a freshman, and I don't know how I got into that bar. Anyways, I walked from there to the dorm. I lived on campus, on like the normal campus for the U of M. It took like an hour and a half walk at probably 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I had to walk across 35W. I remember that. Like, I don't know, or like an on-ramp to get onto 35W. All because my friend had all my stuff and she left. She thought I left, even though I think I just went to the bathroom. And there was other people that we knew there, but so she ended up leaving with them to go back to the dorm room.
She's nowhere to be seen. She must have left.
She literally had, I think I had my cell phone at least, but this was back when you don't get like free texts. Like, I didn't have unlimited back then. And so she's like, where are you? And I was like, I am still here. Where are you? With my wallet? And she had everything of mine because I hated holding on to things. She put it in her purse, and she like,
unless it's a Ziploc bag full of vodka.
Yeah. So she was like, "Well, I was about to make mac and cheese." It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so then me and another guy who lived in the same dorm, because his friends left with like all of them. So we're like, okay, I guess we're walking. So we both, because we didn't have any money. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe this was his plan the whole time. But I for sure didn't have money. I couldn't buy anything. And so we get back. Couldn't even go inside. There was a fire alarm that went off. And so everyone was outside of the dorm. And I was like, I found Cara, my friend. I was like, what is going on? She goes, I don't know. The alarm just started going off. So we've been all outside for like 20 minutes now. And I was like, how's your mac and cheese? She's like, it's good. You can have some when you get inside. Like, this is so stupid. I was so angry that night. Ugh. Anyway.
I was waiting for you to say she burnt the mac and cheese, and that's what started.
That's what I was waiting for. Saying like, you mother.
I'm trying to think, it's amazing. Went to school in River Falls, small town. but there's not much going on.
Yeah.
And back when I was a student, you had one cable channel that was run
Gen X.
Yeah, which was run by the television station at River Falls.
Yeah.
So they had, here's the movie playing at 7 o'clock, here's the movie playing at 10 o'clock, and we're going to play the same one all week long. And if apart from that, there was no internet. There were no cell phones. We would actually have to sit down every month with the roommates and say, here's your long distance call. Here's your long distance call. So I'm trying to think how we did not, just poison our livers, because there was really not a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
We're not going to watch the same movie. We have video games. So obviously we made our own fun, which is great.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Podcast's over. I was not going to use that word
Which
today.
is great.
Which is great.
You didn't say that, which is fantastic.
Which is fantastic. But I'm just thinking about all the different options there are for entertainment now.
And yet all they do is sit on their phone.
So many phones last night.
They sit on their phone, which is funny because, me and Rob were just talking about this. That generation is on their phone. Let's call it 24/7. But they are the ones that take 5 ever to respond to a text. How? Takes them forever.
I told you I was a little salty before this began.
Yeah.
That right there is what's kind of driving, I'm not going to say it, is aggravating me right now.
Arr.
Because there's so many outstanding texts and emails of I just need you to get back to me to let me know, do I need to think about this?
Yeah.
Or do we have? And so we're not going to get into that right now. Yeah. The phones last night, everywhere. We know that. Everyone, the generation is just going to be phones. But there were 2 things I was like, is it going to happen? And it did. First of all, there's that one guy who's sneaking in his vape pipe like he's cool. So 3 rows in front of us, you'll just have this vape smoke. And I'm like, okay, that's what it is. And then that one guy who has to bring in the one hit. So every once in a while, my son would be like, what does that smell? That's awful. I'm like, give it a couple of years, I guess.
No, it's always awful.
It's the worst smelling. It's like, why, do you need to? I've got a buddy who, when he wakes up, it's the one hit. Before he goes to bed, it's the one hit. Before he drives, it's the one hit.
Before he brushes his teeth, it's the one hit. Oh, another minute starting, one hit.
But I remember we're at Universal Studios out in California, and this was back when I was in college, and we got done with the E.T. ride. And he got off, and he was like, that was amazing. That was fun. God, I wish I was high for that. I'm like, you just said it was amazing. Why do you have to take it to that next level? And it's something that I've just never...
Yeah.
I don't deal well with buzzes. You were talking about your hot dog beer combination.
Yeah.
I used to smoke, not incredibly bad, but a daily thing. But I could never drink and smoke at the same time. I hated the 2 buzzes. So you'll have a lot of people who don't smoke except when they drink. I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, no, I don't need those conflicting buzzes going on right now.
The worst smell is people who wear leather coats and smoke, and then you just smell it on their leather coat. That's the worst smell. It's like stale smoke.
Is it worse than Axe body spray?
Yeah. The Axe body spray is just really strong, and PSA to any gentleman out there, don't wear Axe body spray. And it does not smell good.
And if you are wearing Axe body spray, do not wear a leather coat and smoke. Can you imagine that?
Dude, it just rapes your nostrils. Were you here for when we did Saturdays Are for the Boys? I needed a Saturday throwaway theme, so I did Saturdays Are for the Boys. I don't think you were.
But that wasn't Bro Night, was it?
Or were you? Maybe you were.
That's where we chugged. We did one game where we did drinking on the field.
It might have been.
Yeah, no, I was here for that.
Yeah.
People complain, but I loved that.
Yeah, because we had someone ice someone.
Yes.
After our race. But I dressed a mannequin, Chad, and stood him up at the front gate. I put a Hawaiian flamingo shirt on him and some shorts. And I just sprayed so much Axe body spray on him. I remember we got a complaint email on that game. But this is why it's so dumb. It was a dumb throwaway theme. We weren't off the cuff. It's a dumb saying. Saturdays Are for the Boys. Okay, great. We'll just say that. A dad wrote in that he and his daughter were attending the game, and she didn't feel like she was included in anything that night. And I think he said she was 6. Please, she doesn't understand what's going on. You're just trying to be a keyboard warrior. We were so excited to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. She couldn't even enjoy that. And I wanted to be like, she or you? I don't understand what's going on right now. Oh, man. It's so dumb.
That just reminds me of the letter. You can make fun of nuns and priests and the Pope, but don't make fun of the Bible. It's like, having fun with. We're having fun with. There wasn't a problem until you created it, sir. 2019.
That was it. Yeah, it might have been that year when we did it.
It was 2019.
No, 2018.
Was it 2018?
Sorry, go on.
My first year. And there are so many great memories about 2019, championship included. But the two things that happened at season 2 were the Axe body spray promotion and the was it Jack Link's? We had so much jerky.
Yeah, because they sponsored the All-Star game, the home run derby, and I remember the last ball was the beef ball.
so much processed meat and so much body spray in the room. There were a lot of assorted smells and sounds going on. I still have the Jack Link's
beef ball
cutout at home of Sasquatch.
Yeah,
because I keep wanting to put him in my front yard during a snowstorm. Just I don't have a busy street, but it's across the street from a park.
You should.
If it snows, it's supposed to snow tonight. Anywhere from 6 inches to 2 feet.
I know. I heard that it continues to kind of go down a little bit, though. Like, only not supposed to get as much as people were thinking. I don't know. I'm hopeful because
a few days ago it was 2 feet, and now it's
yesterday puddles and 45 degrees outside.
This is such a dumb dad thing, but yesterday I was shoveling our driveway because of all the ice and that has accumulated because of the weird melting and then the sub-zero temperatures, and I was like, I can't snow blow this if there's 6-8 inches because I'm going to be snow blowing ice, which is not good for the snowblower. So it was a nice warm day yesterday. I was able to chop it all up, throw the ice away. So I'm shoveling to get ready to shovel.
Yeah.
And I thought this is where my life is right now.
All righty.
Well, that's our podcast for today. 29.
Yeah.
Sierra's going to go back to writing. I'm about to take Madonna out to the Mall of America.
Who's also celebrating their 30th this year. Did you know that?
Yes, because I was out there for the first day that they opened, and I was there on the 1-year anniversary that they opened. No, that was in the summer, though.
Why were you there for the first day? Was it busy?
South Minneapolis kid. I was a senior in high school, and it's like, let's go see this new Wonder Mall.
Is that what they called it?
I don't know. It was huge. Keep in mind, I used to go see concerts at Met Center, the ice rink where the North Stars used to play.
Okay.
Saw the B-52s out there.
Wow. Love Shack?
Love Shack. That was that tour. I saw Steve Miller Band out there.
Never heard of him.
Steve Miller Band, I didn't know really much about him until I was out there, and I was like, I know every single song he is singing. Some people call me the Space Cowboy. Others call me the Gangster of Love. Some people call me
Those
Maurice.
Are two way opposite things.
Yeah, well, they didn't happen on the same night. They didn't tour together. And obviously...
No, I mean Space Cowboy and Gangster of Love. That's a mind...
people call him.
That's a mind hallucinating one writing those lyrics.
Yeah. Hey, Joey, speaking of songs...
Joey!
What?
Caught her off guard. Caught her off guard.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so...
She was totally on TikTok.
First 2 songs...
I wasn't this time. I was on Twitter.
Oh, boom.
Well, we did that in harmony. That was pretty good. I got a remix that.
What's that?
That's my remix.
Oh, you know what song I was listening to before we came here because I wanted to see if Rob heard it?
If you get stuck in my head, I swear to God, I'm
also, this is reminding me of one of our games is going to be the longest Minnesota goodbye. That's like the ending of all these podcasts. But
and then we get to go back and introduce him again.
I made him listen to La Copa de la Vida. Remember that song by Ricky Martin? Ole, ole, ole. How great would a fireworks night starting off to that song?
Yes, that'd be good.
With Q audio with all the lights. Oh, I'm spiced up now. I should have listened to it right before this podcast.
We were not in a good mood when it began, and we're slightly in a good mood. It's like a runner's high. It'll go
Either
away
that
really
or
quick.
we're just like, you don't want to go to the doctor, but then you're so excited when it's done. Maybe that's what today was. I'm just kidding. I had so much fun telling stories about how we were both illegal adults. Gosh.
Illegal adults. What I wanted to say is last week's song, Social Media Butterfly sang, she nailed it. She has a
Right.
voice. I was, I'm like Rally Squirrel the week before, so. Just,
2 weeks ago.
Oh,
That was 2 weeks ago.
God, it's painful in my head.
Also, you're just trying to get back on the Usher Tainer's good side.
I was listening to it while I was doing something, and I was like, yeah, the harmony's down, and I was just very impressed.
Okay.
So what are we doing today?
Today we're going to listen to my favorite Friday night fireworks, which is Outback Road. I'm just partial to it because this was the first one I ever did
You
as
wrote?
an intern.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. So you wrote this. Andrew Crowley did the music, but who's singing?
This is Dawn Under.
Is it like a play on
Is this the same Dawn Under that leaves children at child
why can't I
care
think
centers?
of what's it the
Yes, it
take
is.
my
Yes.
gonna- Old Town Road.
Exactly, yep.
I'm gonna ride.
Till I can't no more.
Is that Steve Miller? No, it's not. It's Lil Nas.
I was going to say.
Lil Nas X.
And
Billy
Ray Cyrus.
One last thing, and then you can start the song, Joey. I was texting Jordan last night, actually. I decided to randomly just watch Like Mike. It showed up in my queue. And so I was like, I'm just going to throw it on like in bed so then I can just fall asleep to it. Spoiler, ended up watching the entire thing. To be fair, though, I started it at like 7:15. So, I mean, come on. And you know who's in Like Mike? Jonathan Lipnicki.
Yes, we go. That's right. He is.
And his name is Murph.
Murph.
Anyways, okay.
Jonathan, we keep tagging you, and you never write us back. But we're not going to pay your fee to
Someday.
come out to the stadium.
Why not? We should.
All right, we'll do it.
We can just charge everyone a meet and greet so it'll pay for him to come out.
You don't look like you did in the movies. Have you been working out?
Do we think you're taller or shorter than him?
There we go. We got to that topic.
No.
I bet he's a little taller than I am.
I bet you're taller. I bet.
Jonathan Lipnicki, there's a free Miller Lite in it for you.
Ugh. Give him something good.
And a hot dog.
Give him something really good.
Some Jack Links.
A 2-for-1 Bud Light Seltzer.
And a leather coat that someone's been smoking in.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Kick it away.
I like life down under. Yeah, I'm gonna take my route to the Outback Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my route to the Outback Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Head down Cross Mount here because of baseball. Spent a lot of time in, now I'm loving St. Paul. Yeah, we gotta have it, get the sign and throw a fastball. Missing all Australia, I don't want this kind of football. Got no stress, I've been through all that. I'm just a Sydney man, so I kick on back. Wish I could roll on back to that Outback Road. I wanna ride till I can't no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my route to the Outback Road.
I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my route to the Outback Road.